Marketing is very simple. The more eyes we have on our business, the more we make money. Hey guys, so my name is Sugira Rubasha. I'm the CEO of ETS Rubasha Media, and we're a social media marketing agency, and we use podcasting and organic social media content to market people's personal brand and legacies. So you're actually wondering, you've watched this video, you've come and said, okay, how can this help me? And that's what this is about. Now, a lot of you who are watching this are CEOs, you're baby boomer, you've been doing your expertise for 40, 50 years onwards. You're killing it in your business and you're wondering, okay, how can I use social media? What is a personal brand? How can I use my personal brand? You already understand that you need to market yourself in order to succeed because you're chasing world domination. So there is no other choice. So those are for the ones who are watching this video. So if you've come across this, you either have a podcast and you've been doing it for some time and you're maybe not seeing that many results, or you're wondering, is this worth it? The second person who's watching this video has thought about starting a podcast, wants world domination, wants to hire a new CEO and for you to just be the owner working on your brand. You have goals, you have ambitions, and you know you need to be on the other side of the camera because right now, not many people are seeing what you're doing. You're killing it with word of mouth. So you need to focus and listen to this. If this is you and this is speaking to you, watch this video. So I'm going to take you through how there's been clients just like you, or people who have just like you, who are in that range from, let's say, 300,000 to $1 million in revenue in their business. They've started their podcast, and are we going to see is the actual results? And this is no huff and bluff. This is what it is. So I'm going to be honest with you. When you do this, you're going to lose money. Yes, I said it right. You are going to lose money because when you build in your personal brand, this is something that's a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50-year game. It doesn't bring results in straight away. Organic content is actually quite slower, right? I always say what I mean by organic content is free content that you just put out in the marketplace, right? When you're scrolling on Instagram, you see that content. When you're on YouTube, that is organic content. It's content that you can just put out for free that educates your audience. But actually, it's a slow grind, right? You got to keep putting it out there. You got to keep building your brand. You got to keep people to be aware of who you are, right? And that's not always a very fast process. You're going to burn a lot of money in this. But again, when you do it right with the right strategies, I'm going to show you how it could build your legacy, build that business, and it makes you money over time. So as you can see here, this is what we call organic content. And I want to show you just straight other people who are just like you and who have done this and been through this process before. So let's do that right now over here. So this is one of our clients over here. Her name is Louise Ridland. She's the CEO of Peppermint IT. They're an IT tech company, and her business has just scaled. Again, if you're sitting in the range of 300,000 in revenue a year to $1 million a year, this is something that would you should pay attention to. So when we took over her podcast, she was at a phase in her business where she didn't have much marketing content out there. Listen, guys, she's grown her business. She's one of the only women founders in tech. So you can see already she's got quite a unique advantage in the marketplace. Scaled quite quickly. She's been doing this for over 30 years, right? So she scaled her business at quite a rapid rate within the IT industry, but she needed marketing materials. She didn't have anything. She's always focused on her business. She really didn't have time for marketing, or doesn't really have time for marketing, right? She's quite busy. Now, you're going to come and look at this channel and you're going to see not many views there and think, well, what are you talking about? Is this making her money? But I'm going to show you exactly why she's done this and the results we've gotten. So this can be you. And I want you to think of you in this position and think, wait a minute, remember how you used to watch television? Remember back in the days, you'd watch television and watch TV, and maybe you'd watch the cooking channel. Maybe you'd watch this other channel. This wonderful person here, Louise, she's a mother, right? Has 2 children. She loves her children. She just can talk about her business all day long. She's so passionate, just like you, extremely passionate about tech and how it's changed her life and how being an entrepreneur has changed her life and what she goes through. Again, a powerful mother, a baby boomer, someone who's had so much expertise in their field, but they've always had the vision for more. They've always had the vision of how can I get there? Now you're going to see here when you come on her YouTube channel, which is this, which again, you're a CEO, you're an entrepreneur, you have a big business, you should have something like this. But let's say even some of you guys, you've built your YouTube channel, and this is what it is. This was before, obviously, she came in as a client. Basically, this is her doing it herself, right? Basically her doing it herself, other content maybe she's gotten, but a lot of you guys are kind of doing it yourself, or not that you're doing it yourself, you've given it to other people, but they're just not having that perfectionist mindset that you have. They're not on it like you. They don't have that attention to detail. You just don't have it the way you want it, right? You want it quick, you want it powerful, you want people to watch it because that's the expertise you've built. And that's exactly what she wanted. She met me, we had wonderful conversations, had sat down, had her on our podcast, just having a human conversation. After that human conversation, what we do, we package that, we make it entertaining, we make it engaging, and then we put it up on YouTube. We put it out there in the world, because when people see who you are as a business, it's going to open up doors. Again, you want to think of it like hosting your own media company. This is her media company right now. Look how proud she is. So if we go on her analytics, let's have a look. Remember, guys, she didn't have any content. And look, a lot of you, again, you might be wondering, okay, how does this serve me? This serves me because you are just like her. Some of you are just in her shoes. And I'm not even saying you have to, for example, come. I'm just saying how this helps clients. I'm just saying and showing you an example of how you could do it, or you can get some help doing this, because you have to build a media company behind your business. You just have to. Now, look at this. Again, you're wondering, does she make money doing this? How this makes money, let me explain to you how. Now, think about it. The content that you put out, organic content, is quite powerful. Reason being, you have a network. Let's say you're on LinkedIn, like she's on LinkedIn. You're approaching clients every single day. Now, when you go for a sale, when people find out about you, what are they going to do? They're going to Google you. They're going to Google you. What do I mean? Well, let's have a look. You meet her in networking, or you meet her business. We Google her, right? So what you're going to do, you're going to come and Google what she does. Look, okay, this is the company, quite a powerful, straight away. What do we see on Google? This is just like you, powerful LinkedIn, right? Powerful presence here on Google. So you can see on Google straight away, oh, it shows she has a YouTube profile. Let me go on YouTube. What does it come in? Now, someone can go in. They say in business, it takes 7-11-4, which is research from Google, what it takes from someone to buy from you. A lot of people, 7 hours it takes you to consume someone's content for you to make a purchase from them, right? You're looking for your next IT person. You've Googled it. You've seen this person has come up. Now look at how much content that you can go watch of her company, of the CEO, of her story, that can say, you know what? I like her. She has little views here, 7 views, 34 views, but that's what social media is about. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. It doesn't matter. It matters about how many people are coming in within your audience. So if those are 34 people who are watching this video, all she needs is a good 10 to 15 people who need that problem, who need tech, who need it to fix the issues that they're going through, and that can be a conversion. Not only that, it just gives you that presence, it gives you that personal brand. What we call personal brand is simply just reputation. What reputation do you have in the marketplace? So if you can build out a show, a TV show, if I want to go find out more about you, I can go in and see exactly who you are and what you do. That's why this is powerful. That's what it takes to build a long-term brand. This is how you will make revenue. So imagine her doing this over the next 20 to 30 to 40 years. Look how powerful that is. Marketing is very simple. The more eyes we have on our business, the more we make money. It's true. It's always been like that. You remember driving and seeing billboards, and as you were growing up and things were happening, you were watching advertisements, and the more eyes that you saw from an advertisement, the more times you saw it, the more time it appeared, you would maybe even go and buy from them. That's what you need to think about your business. How can I get as many eyes as possible? And right now, where are people? They're spending time on social media. So if you're a business owner, a CEO out there who's doing from over 300,000 a year to $1 million in revenue, you need to think, how can I get in front of as many eyes as possible? And it's not that quite hard when you think about it. And the reason why we do podcasting is because podcasting allows you so much content. It gives you so much content. A lot of people suffer with having content. So this is a mother. She already has a marketing team already, but doesn't have a content team. And that's where we really come in. And that's kind of the way of building a media company. You have to think, how can we get as much content as possible, right? How can we get as much content as possible so more people can know who I am? Because you're a CEO who's built up quite a experience. You have an audience on LinkedIn that you've been generating for years. You've been on LinkedIn for quite a long time. Then you start to know, okay, how can I keep doing that? If I'm in the B2B space and I want to attract other businesses, how can I get in front of as many eyes as possible? Because when you may think, okay, well, how does this make me money, right? One way it can make you money, we like to do is communication, storytelling. So instead of going to someone for a sale, instead of going and having your sales team approach people to try and get the sale, you're going to come in as the expert you are. You're going to get people to come to you. That's number one. But that takes actually quite a long time. Another way you can do that is through outreach. And what do I mean by that? Don't ask someone for the sale, whether let's say it's a business partner or someone that you believe you can get a retainer of because you can provide them the most value. What you do is say, hey, John, we would love to have you on our podcast. We are hosting the show where we talk and bring across tech founders, where we can talk about how startups can scale their business. I'd love to have you on my show. Now, what's powerful about this, which I'm going to show you, is you can have people within your team do that. For example, we have clients where we do that for them. We reach out to the guests, we make them the expert, the visionary they are, so they can just focus on growing their business, being in the trenches, being with their team, but at the same time, they have a podcast and it's them and the people that you're trying to do business with. You can get them on your podcast. Once you get them on your podcast, they're spending time with you. They're spending 45 minutes with you, right? They're spending time getting to know who you are, what your brand is about, and how you guys can partner and build together, right? Look what you guys can see on the screen. This is us building, making that TV show, how to buy back your time, building a tech company with purpose. This was an episode where she appeared on our podcast, right? So that's what we do. How can you use storytelling? Now, what you do is they're spending time with you, 45 minutes with you, and they're saying, you know what? I need this solution. I really like this person. I like where they're going. And you know what? I want to do business with you, because business and the service industry is all about relationships. And podcasting positions you as someone who creates powerful relationships, right? And so that's how it can make you money. That's how we've gotten so many clients, is by having that personal, intimate relationship with them, where it's not about being for everyone. Social media is not about being for everyone. It's about being there for people who are like you, for your audience. And that is how you make money. So when you do that over a long period of time, that's when the magic happens. Now, I just want to show you, let's have a look at her views and let's have a look at some of her analytics for a small channel. So this is someone who had quite a low presence on YouTube, not much organic content positioning her. Basically, what we did was create a media company within her business. So now she has a podcast, and we have so much more on the way with her against other CEOs, right? So if you look here, your channel got 1,000 views in the last 28 days. This is the most important thing. What did I say to you guys? I said 7 hours. 7 hours is what makes people tuned into you, right? People need that time with you. It's like, for example, when you see a friend across the road, right? No, let me rephrase that. Let's say you're walking in a busy street. You're not going to know everyone who's walked past you. Your brain can't remember that much information, right? But let's say you stop and see someone that you know that's familiar with you, that's a friend that you used to see back in the day. You're going to remember that person, right? You're going to say hi to them. When you go home out of your whole day, you're not going to remember everything. You're not going to remember all the people that you saw, but you're going to remember that you met up with Gary on the street. Oh yeah, I remember seeing Gary today. That was quite cool. That sticks out to you. That's exactly what social media and personal branding is all about. You want to be the person that comes top of mind to people. And the way you do that is by putting out more information. And how we can hook people in is getting people watching what you're doing. So she's had 12.2 hours of watch time. That means people have spent longer than 7 hours consuming her content. We want as many eyes as possible. So if you look on my channel, you can see over 258,000 views, 1.6K, 2,224 subscribers. So what that means is I am having more digital footprint out there in the world. Digital footprint. I'll give you another story. I'll give you another example. When we get guests on our podcast and we bring in these other high level CEOs, politicians, celebrities, these people who have no time but are building things, some of them you'll be very surprised have not much digital footprint out there. So when our editors are looking for more content to find, they Google them and they don't see as much. And that's just a small story of how your digital footprint is very important. Someone like me, if you Google my company, if you Google my name, you're going to see so much content on the internet that you're going to be like, wow, okay, I already know so much about this person. And that's what you need to do for your business. So look, you even see estimated revenue, nothing there. But that doesn't matter because I may not get money through YouTube, but the money that comes in through client acquisition, the money that comes in through sponsorship deals, the money that comes in through other sources of revenue is how you build a brand that's there for the long term. This is how you build a brand. This is how, when people come to your channel, for example, we talk about having celebrities, politicians, these sorts. One of our other clients here is Cameron Neal. Now, he is a professional athlete who's going for Olympics, who has an Olympic dream to be in the next Olympics, right? Quite a big vision. Well, when he came to us, he wanted to grow his media company. He wanted to grow a show, right? I want people hooked in on what I have to do because I'm chasing a vision, right? I got something. So this was before he met us. You can see this other content here. Straight away, we've had our first podcast. We have so much on the way. Another podcast that's out right now, but not out, but it's on private. This was the first podcast we've done with him. You can see 21 days ago, he's already got the views there, but it's about how can we turn you into a media company? How can we provide engaging stores? This is what he didn't have. He didn't have that people hooked in, because the more we can get people to spend time with you, the more we can get sponsorships down the line, the more you can continue to advertise your product, your service, the way you can get people signed up to what you have to offer. So as much as he's a professional athlete, he's a trainer. So he gets clients in that can come in worldwide through online coaching, through physical coaching in where he is up in the UK. And now the more people he can get on this, he has a newsletter. So now he sends people from the podcast, which is what we do as well, and advise all of our clients, send people from the podcast, and we put that in the newsletter. So in the newsletter, we're in their emails, and then, hey, if you want to learn more, you can watch it in my recent podcast episode. You can show and leverage other high-level people. You can leverage other people. You may not get someone as a client by having them on the podcast, but that people will share that video, that people will want it to their audience, and you can get clients from there. That's what's powerful about this. If you ask someone to come on your podcast, no one is going to say no. Everyone is going to say yes. So you can be extremely selective. You want to host a TV show within your business. I gave you that example. And this is really from the people who are doing from over 1 million to 100 million. How you can have not only your podcast out there, which is a media company, in behind the scenes, vlogs, showing who you are, showing how your business is growing, in behind the scenes, day in the life of a CEO, doing incredible things. That is how you grow your business. That is how you grow your legacy, because your name is just being out there. Boom. And then that leads to keynote speaking engagements like we've seen with other clients. We have clients where we do workshops all around the world, right? We said, instead of us waiting to get speaking engagements, let's create the content ourselves. Let's host workshops every single month and really get people tuned into what we do, right? This is someone, again, who had zero content out there, but came, partnered, and as a CEO, now he's able to mentor, to do extraordinary things. That is exactly how we do things. Let's have a look small, how can we host a show? How can we have, a powerful podcast that positions us as a leader? Right? Someone who had zero content, but now look at this, engaging thumbnails, ways, how can I get people into my propaganda? How can I give advice? How can I be there for them? How can I position myself? So the more we did that, that's how got us speaking engagements and all these opportunities that come in inbound. But it takes time. You lose a lot of money. But a lot of our clients are the people who are focused on vision, and they don't care losing money because they know how much money and revenue this will be bringing in over the long term. So that is really how you make money using social media marketing, but especially organic content and podcasting again, building your media company. A podcast is a media company. You're out on video, you're out on audio, you can use your newsletter, you're running ads, everything compounds off your organic content. People go and want to research who you are. They can come here and spend so much time with you. By the time they're ready to buy, they're going to give you their money because you've done the work, because you've educated them so much. So I hope this video is helpful to you. Use it how you will, and really know that it's time for you to build a brand, build something that's going to last generations that you can pass on to your children. Hope you got a lot of value out of this video. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. And if you want to be able to be that person who wants to come and get this done for you, that you can just focus and need a creative strategist on your team, or you need this getting done for you, where we can build a media company within your business, and you can just focus on having fun, growing your business, spending time with your family, and getting your name out there. Because for you, it's about world domination. You've done enough. Now's the time to burn that money into building that legacy, where you want to go off into politics. Maybe you are a politician, you're a CEO, you want to hire another CEO in your business, you want to host a show, you want to have your own podcast, you want to have the leverage. This is the pathway to go, and we can actually do it for you. And we don't appeal to everyone. That's why you see we don't have that many clients. We have a select few who I also haven't shown you, but we work and we strategize ways to dominate the world, because we live in the greatest era to be alive.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're going to love that one.